Hey guys, so for today's video, we are doing a speed reviews video where I'm going to go over a bunch of products I've been using for the past couple weeks, even a couple months or so, and I'm going to give you little mini reviews on them. I have a bunch of skincare, a bunch of makeup, a little bit of hair care here, a little bit of body care, so let's just dive right into it. I'm going to quickly tell you what's on my face because I know I might get some questions. On my eyes, I'm wearing the Natasha Nouveau palette just because I had this out on my desk from the video I did with Alter Ego with their Midsummer palette that was duping this one. So I had this palette out and I was wearing this lavender shirt and I was just kind of like in a little lavender mood today. So I took the shades Paloma and Fleur, just kind of blended that in my crease. And then I took this Wisteria purple shade, it like matches my shirt perfectly, with my highlighter shade and just put that on my inner corner for a little pop. And then I added a little brown half wing and then I popped on my lash Nova, but I cut it into a half lash, so I have that on my eyes today. And then on my lips, I'm wearing the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick and Influentially It. I have such a hard time saying that, but I've been loving this lipstick recently. And then I popped the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss in Lavender Sorbet on top. Again, I'm in a lavender mood today. And then all the other stuff on my face I will be talking about in today's reviews. We honestly have mostly winners today. Like all of these products I'm going to talk about, I feel like I like most of them. There's just like a handful of stuff that I don't really care for, but let's just start with foundation. So I've been testing out two foundations over the past couple weeks. I have the Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow version and then the Saie Glowy Super Skin Foundation. So I've been testing out these two. I actually bought the Too Faced one first, like when it first launched on Too Faced website, because I loved the original Born This Way foundation. I do have dry skin for reference and I used to love that just medium to full coverage. It was so hydrating, it looked beautiful on my skin. So when they came out with this more skin tint version, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this. And I was actually planning on doing like a whole dedicated video to this foundation, like doing a bunch of wear tests. But the first time I wore this, which was like well over a month ago at this point, it does not sit well on my skin. And I've like never had that problem with foundations before. I've tried this with different primers, different sunscreens underneath it. I've tried it with a sponge, with a brush. Like I've tried all the different ways and it just never looks quite right on my skin. But today I did end up mixing these two together, which did work out pretty well. So I really wanted to love this one because it is a skin tint, it's moisturizing, it's SPF 30, which is great for the spring and summer, and it's a nice liquidy formula, but it just does not sit nicely on my skin. But then for the Saie foundation, I do really like this one. I did get a shade that's kind of too light for me. I got the shade 5. It's just like 2 shades too light, but I feel like the undertone matches me pretty well when I have my fake tan on. But this is definitely a very glowy foundation, so if you're oily, you might not like this. Like sometimes it's almost a little too glowy for me, and I find myself adding a lot of powder on top to really just like set it down. But it wears beautifully. This one's also a very liquidy formula, which I wasn't really expecting. But out of these two, I definitely prefer the Saie one, especially if you have more dry skin like me. Let's talk about some concealers I've been trying over the past couple weeks. I have 3 concealers here. I'm gonna start with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one. So I kind of bought this on a whim over a month ago at this point, and I bought this just because I wanted to try a new concealer. I felt like I didn't really have many new concealers in my collection, wanted to try something new, and I've never really tried ColourPop's complexion products. I've tried so many of their eye products, but never a foundation or a concealer, and I've heard good things about the Pretty Fresh line. I think like Sarah Rose really likes the Pretty Fresh foundation, and I was like, I'll try the concealer. Again, it's more of a hydrating product. It does say it's a hyaluronic creamy concealer, and I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with this concealer. It's really lightweight, it's more of a medium to full coverage, gives a good like natural finish. So for a pretty inexpensive product, I think this is a good concealer. And then during the Sephora Spring Savings event, I finally bought the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer because I've seen so many people talk about this, and I kind of have mixed feelings about this concealer. I believe I used this for the first time on camera. I did a video of just trying some new products, a lot of the stuff that I got during the Sephora sale, and the first time I put this on and I blended it out, I feel like it blended out so fast, and I almost feel like it didn't really give me much coverage. It just kind of like disappeared into my skin. It was really wild, and that wasn't really what I was expecting for a full coverage brightening concealer. Like I was expecting like, you know, Shape Tape level kind of coverage. But I did really like the consistency of this concealer. Like it looks nice under the eyes, but I don't know if I'm obsessed with it. I'll definitely keep using it, but I don't know if it's like a total winner for me. And also just like one little small thing that bugs me about this. So you pull it out, you apply it, right? I feel like the hole that you put the wand back into is really small and like almost kind of hard to get back into the container. Also, now when I twist mine on, it's like not set in the triangle shape anymore. Like, I think it's good, but I don't really understand why it's so hyped up. You know what I mean? So I got that LYS concealer during the Sephora sale, and then just like a week or two later, I had this package from Natasha Denona coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, sweet. And she sent me, let me show you this. So Natasha came out with new concealer, and I didn't know this was coming, and they sent me like all of the lighter colored shades, and like, which I appreciate, but I feel like there's almost too many shades. I opened up all the shades, I laid them all out in front of me, and they were all so similar. I'll post up a picture here because I was just like so thrown off. I was like, there's almost just too many to choose from that I couldn't pick and find my right undertone, and it was almost a little confusing. So I actually ended up keeping 4 shades, and I'm going to donate the rest, but I have really been enjoying this concealer. So they call this the High Glam Brightening and Hydrating Medium to Full Coverage Crease Proof Serum Concealer. Such a long name. And the consistency of this actually feels really similar to the LYS one, but I do feel like this one is more full coverage, which is what I personally like in a concealer. So what I've been doing is I've been taking the shade N5 and using this as my spot concealer on my face, which is very different for me because you guys know I love my NARS Soft Matte Concealer as a spot concealer, but this has enough coverage that it covers up my acne scars, any blemishes, like it's a good coverage. And then under my eyes, I've been mixing a little bit of R5, which I think is the rosy undertone, with N3, which is a neutral, just for a little under eye concealer, and I really like it. It blends out super easily, the packaging is stunning, so I definitely like this concealer more than the LYS one. Alright, let's talk about a few more drugstore makeup products. I'm going to start with the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide Primer. I think I talked about this in another video, but e.l.f. sent this to me, I want to say like 2 months ago now, and at first I put it in my giveaway bin because normally I don't like a gripping primer because I know this was more of a sticky primer, so I put it aside, didn't really want to use it, was going to give it to someone, and then I just kept seeing so many people talk about it and how much they love it, so I was like, sure, fine, I'll try it. So I grabbed it and I've been trying it and I still have like mixed feelings on it. I definitely do think it makes my makeup last longer, but I don't really know if it does anything else beside that. Like, it's not a glowy primer, which I typically like, it's not a pore filling primer, I think it's literally just a gripping primer to make your makeup last longer. So if there are days where I want my makeup to last longer, I will use this, but this isn't something I will use every single time I do my makeup because I don't always need my makeup to last all day. But if you're someone that like works super long shifts or you just need your makeup to last longer, I think this is a good primer for that. And then a few weeks ago, e.l.f. launched their Halo Glow Beauty Wand, so I picked up 3 shades. I have the contour in light medium, the blush in candle lit, and then I got the highlighter in rose quartz. Out of the 3 that I got, the contour is definitely my favorite. I did wear this today. That's like mostly what you see for my contour and kind of bronziness. This color is absolutely perfect for my skin tone. It's not too warm, not too cool, like it's just a perfect neutrally shade. It blends out beautifully. The packaging is a little bit annoying, but I feel like any of these kind of little puff packagings are just, they're a little messy. Like there's so much product in the cap here. But I think these are like $9, so I would totally recommend the contour one. And then the blush one I am wearing today, but I did put like 3 more blushes on top of it, so you can't really tell the color that I got, but I did really like the formula as well. And then for the highlighter, I did pick up a different shade than I normally go for, so I got rose quartz, which is more of a pinky shade. I did put this one on. It's the only highlighter on my face right now, so you might be able to see it. Slightly more cool tone with a little bit more pink in it. I kind of wanted to match my lavender haze vibes again today, but I just think these are a solid drugstore cream cheek product. And this is kind of random, but a brush I've been loving to apply these products with is the Sephora Collection number 47 brush. I haven't really talked about this brush much, but it has like the most perfect little angle to it, so when you're just stippling in your contour and blush, it just fits perfectly right around your cheekbone. Sigma has one that's kind of similar where it has the angle, but this one is so much more dense, and this is better for foundation in my opinion, but this one for cream products is amazing. Sticking with drugstore products, I have 2 products from Essence. One I love, one I do not like. So I'm gonna start with the Essence Prime Like a Boss eyeshadow base. I just posted a video where I compared this primer to the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, which I've been loving for well over a year now. I think I like this one more than Rare Beauty, which is just crazy in my opinion. The Rare Beauty one is $21 and this one is $4. Like, such a big price difference. I'll link that video down below if you want to check it out, but I just love the consistency of this primer. It is a clear eyeshadow primer and it does have a nice slippery feel to it. It is also a hydrating eyeshadow primer, so again, if you have dry skin like me, you'd probably really like this. And in that video, I just feel like this primer did a better job at making the eyeshadows pop more. I do think this primer works best when you set it with a little bit of powder, but it just like intensifies the shadow. It made my eyeshadow last all day. I'm a big fan of this. But then the Essence product I did not like was the Fix It Like a Boss Transparent Fixing Brow Gel. So you guys know I've been loving my NYX Clear Brow Glue for a while now, so when I got this, I was like, oh cool, another clear brow glue. So I would use this the same way as my NYX one, where I would apply this first and then kind of like press down my brows. And this one's just like really messy. It would just get like all up in my forehead and then it would like dry down and like peel off my foundation. And I would try to like remove this around my eyebrows and get it off of my skin, and it just like wouldn't really come off. And I just don't think this did a great job of holding my brows in place. I do have pretty thick, coarse brow hairs that they kind of like to go all over the place, honestly. So I did not like this brow gel. I kind of want to jump around to skincare for a bit just to switch things up here. I actually have this wax that I want to talk about, which is probably one of my favorite products in this whole speed reviews right here. So this is the Schick Hydra Silk Easy Control Sugar Sugar Wax Roller. Okay, I'm gonna go into like a whole story here about my body hair. So for the past like 4 years or so, I get my legs waxed in the summer. Like, I just don't see a point of waxing in the winter. Like, no one's seeing my legs except my boyfriend, right? So I'd get my full legs waxed, and then about 2 years ago, I started getting Brazilian wax as well. So waist down, I was hair-free during the summer. But then I just kind of hated how much money I was spending on a leg wax every single month. And it's like, I got a lot of leg. They wouldn't always get every hair. I wasn't always satisfied with my waxer. Like, I'd always go to a different person. So I ended up getting laser hair removal, but I'm still in the process of getting laser hair removal on my legs. I think I'm on my 5th session now, and it's doing a great job. So then for my Brazilian area, I've just been like kind of trimming, just shaving here and there. And then I saw a TikTok about this one day and I was like, ooh, I want to try this on my downstairs. So I have not tried this on my legs, again, just because I'm getting laser hair removal, but I've seen so many videos where this works on your legs. So let me tell you about this wax. So it comes like this, and I think you get 20 reusable wax strips. So all you do is you just take this cap off and you microwave it for 20 seconds. That is it, and your wax is ready to go. No dealing with a pot or like, you know, rubbing the strips together, trying to get them warm. And so the application is so easy. This is a roller, so the wax will just roll onto your skin, and then you take the wax strips, you know, apply it down, rip it off. Amazing. The first time I tried this on like my upper inner thigh area, just kind of like around the bikini line, and it got all of the hair I wanted. I've also been using it on just like the top of my pubic bone, so not like the entire Brazilian, but just like the top, just the nice little triangle, right? And the hair just removes beautifully. I did film a TikTok of it, so if you want to see my body hair wax strips, I'll link that TikTok down below, but I seriously cannot recommend this enough. But I think the whole kit with this plus the reusable strips is only $10. Like, it's so worth it, and I have used this on my bikini line probably 3 or 4 times now. If you're familiar with waxing, I think you would love this. I did try the face version of this though. I tried it on my mustache, on my eyebrow. It did not work at all. Don't get the face one, but get this one. This one's good. So then the next body care item I have is the Tatcha Forest Awakening Body Oil. I believe the whole body line is new from Tatcha, and I bought this during the Sephora sale. This is the mini size as well. I've never really tried a body oil before, so I was kind of interested in that. And I've talked about this before. I suck at moisturizing my body. I hate putting on a body cream and lathering it up, and then I just feel sticky and gross. So I was like, ooh, let me try a body oil. And I gotta say, I really do like this. The smell is amazing. It is kind of like a woodsy, cedary scent, I believe, but it just feels really good. It's nice on its own. So what I've been doing is mixing this with my Caudalie body cream, because that body cream is like kind of stiff. Like, it doesn't blend in really well, but this plus that Caudalie one, amazing combo. Like, this just like makes the Caudalie body cream just like blend so much easier. And it's just kind of given me a way to use that Caudalie cream because I wasn't really using it before. So I don't know if I would actually repurchase this body oil, but I'll definitely finish it. But if you have a body oil you like, I would love to I would love to know. Tell me what it is. Because putting on a body oil after a shower sounds easier to me than putting on like a body cream. You know what I mean? All right, I gotta talk about sunscreen really quick. So this is gonna be a long story as well. So like I said, I suck at moisturizing my body, and I also suck at putting sunscreen on my face and body. And I was like, this is the year. I'm 26. I want to be applying sunscreen every day. I used to just kind of apply sunscreen in the summer, but I really want to get in that groove of applying it every single day, whether I'm going outside or not, whether it's cloudy and rainy here. Like, I know you should wear sunscreen every single day. And for the longest time, I couldn't find a sunscreen I liked, and I didn't know why. So one day I sat down and I was like, I am going to research sunscreen, because I didn't know the difference between like chemical and mineral, physical. I know that two of those are the same. I'm still working on it. But then I also had to keep in mind that I have sensitive kind of acne prone skin, so a lot of sunscreens would clog my pores. So after doing all my research, I even posted on my Instagram and asked you guys like, what sunscreens do you like if you have dry skin, acne prone, you know, wears well under makeup? And I found the sunscreen that I love. I love wearing this. I actually enjoy putting it on every single day. Crazy, right? So that is the Elta MD Broad Spectrum SPF 46. So it says it calms and protects acne prone skin. Check. High purity niacinamide, transparent zinc oxide. So that's like the main sunscreen ingredient. And then it just says skin types prone to acne, rosacea, and hyperpigmentation. This is the one that was recommended to me most on that Instagram post that I asked. And so I was like, sure, I'm gonna try it. And this is amazing. It honestly feels like a moisturizer. So I got the clear version. They do have a tinted version, which I probably will pick up once I finish a different sunscreen. So this one comes out white, but it does not leave a white cast. And that was an issue I had. I have this one by Supergoop, and it's a mineral sunscreen, and it leaves a white cast. Like, this just blends so well into the skin. It feels so moisturizing, doesn't clog my pores. I can wear it under makeup. Like, I'm stuck on the sunscreen. I even got my mom to buy it because she was like me and she wasn't wearing sunscreen every day, and she's 60 years old. And I was like, Mom, you gotta wear sunscreen. So I got her on this one, and I just love it. Another sunscreen I've been using is by the Inkey List. This is their new polyglutamic acid dewy sunscreen SPF 30. So it says it hydrates, primes, and protects. So this one was sent to me, and I had pretty high hopes for it because it said dewy sunscreen, hydrates, primes, and protects. And it sounds good for me, but I think this one is a... Okay, I just had to Google. The Elta MD one is a mineral sunscreen. So that means this one is a physical sunscreen? Wait, what? Oh, mineral is a physical sunscreen. See, I guess it's a confusing thing. Like, you gotta do your research. So the Elta MD one is a mineral / physical. This one is a chemical. So my skin doesn't love this one. So this sunscreen does feel really nice. Like, it is kind of a glowy, hydrating sunscreen. I'm actually gonna put this one on this hand. But it doesn't wear well under makeup, for me at least. But it does feel really good applying it to the skin. Did this one have a white cast? I don't think so. So I'll definitely use this sunscreen just to get use out of it. And I've been wearing this on days where I know I'm not gonna wear any makeup, and I just pop this one on after my moisturizer. But if your skin likes chemical sunscreens and you're kind of dry, you might like this one. Okay, I still have so much more to talk about. So Whitney Simmons is one of my favorite like fitness influencers. I've been following her for years and years and years. And she's been posting like more kind of beauty, just lifestyle content. And she posted a favorites video, I think. And so I bought 2 products from her favorites video because her and I actually have really similar skin. She has dry skin. She also has psoriasis. I don't have psoriasis, but I have dry skin. And she spoke so highly about these 2 products, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy them. And this one I've heard a couple people talk about. So this is the CosRx Advanced Snail Mucin Power Essence. And this really threw me off at first, just snail mucin, like it sounds really gross, right? But again, I have dry skin, and I've heard great things about K-Beauty for dry skin, and this is a K-Beauty product. So I was like, sure, I'll try it. So I've used that much so far. So how I've been applying this is right after I shower or wash my face, I keep my skin damp so there's a little bit of water still on it, and I just take about a pump of this. Not much comes out. It looks like that. It's a little clear. It's not sticky, but it is just so hydrating. It feels like almost like a jelly water being applied to your face. If you watched my last speed reviews, I used to use more of like an essence product, like the Tatcha essence. I was using that for a while. This is definitely, it's thicker than an essence. So if you have really dry skin, I think you would like this. So this is the first thing I apply, and then I go in with my serums, eye cream, and moisturizer, and my skin just loves this. It just soaks it right up. So I'm excited to keep using this. And like my skin has really improved over the past couple months or so, and I think this is helping. Then the other product I got based off of her recommendation is a cleansing balm, and you guys know I love cleansing balms. This is from the brand Then I Met You, which I have never heard of before, and it's called the Living Cleansing Balm. So it looks like this. I have used quite a bit so far, and it is just a great cleansing balm. Like, it's just a good one. Kind of random, but I just love the color of this. It looks like a mango sorbet, and I just want to eat it, but it's so creamy. It's easy to scoop out. Like, for example, I feel like the Pharmacy Green Clean, like, it's hard to scoop out a little bit, but this one's just nice and hydrating. It emulsifies really easily, and then you just rub it in, takes all your makeup off. Does it have a smell? It has a slight smell to it. It reminds me of like a spa. But this one just takes off my makeup beautifully, and then I go in with a cleanser to double cleanse, and my skin is perfectly clean and no makeup on it. Speaking of cleansers, I do have two cleansers I have been trying and testing out. One is the Skin Fix Acne 2% BHA cleanser that I got during the Sephora Spring Savings event. So I got the mini size, and I've already finished it. And I've had this for like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. And like, I just feel like I went through this really, really quickly. And I don't think I'd repurchase it because it was also very expensive. I've also been using I think it's the Ordinary Salicylic Acid Cleanser. I've used that one on and off for years, and I love that one. So this one, it was fine, but I'm not going to repurchase it, also just because I went through it so fast. And I feel like when I use the Ordinary one, is it the Ordinary or Inky List? I always get them mixed up. It might be Inky List. I'll link it down below. But when I use that other cleanser, I can actually kind of feel it working on my skin. And this one, I just don't feel it. I'm not in love with it. Wouldn't recommend. And then the other cleanser I've been using is the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser. So I finally found another product from Peach and Lily that I liked. I tried a couple products from their Glass Skin collection, and just none of them worked for me. I didn't like it at all, really. But this hydrating gel cleanser, the first time I used it, my skin like did not feel super dry and stripped after I cleansed my skin, like just straight up. Yeah, it literally says cleansing all the way down into pores without stripping skin dry. I completely agree. It's just a good hydrating cleanser. So these two have kind of been my nighttime skin routine for cleansing my face and taking my makeup off. Also, during the Sephora Spring Savings event, I picked up 2 mini toners because I did need a new toner in my skincare routine. And I was doing a lot of research on toners on Sephora's website. Like, I was looking at all the brands, all the products, like comparing ingredients, like really looking at reviews and thinking which one will be best for my dry, acne-prone skin. But I still like a toner that like you can feel it kind of doing something, right? So the 2 that I picked up, one is the Youth to the People Mandelic Acid plus Superfood Unity Exfoliant. Oh my gosh. So this is 3% AHA, 2% BHA, 1% PHA. I actually don't know what PHA is, but it looks like this. And then the other one is from Rose Inc. It is their Skin Resolution Clarifying Toner. And this was my first time trying a Rose Inc. product. I don't know if you can see on camera here, but out of these 2, I definitely prefer the Youth to the People one. A couple reasons behind this. Just overall, I do really enjoy Youth to the People skincare. I've used their cleanser for a long time and I really, really like it. So I know my skin kind of likes their stuff. So I like to use toner at night after I cleanse my face and take my makeup off. So this is the very first thing I'll do. And I want this to like take off any little extra makeup or product that's sitting on my skin, and I feel like this one does a much better job at it than this one. This one was a little too, I want to say like soft on my skin. Like I don't really feel like it did much for me. It almost feels a little too hydrating, and I like my toner to actually work, you know? So I'm kind of just thinking maybe this one has more like active ingredients with it, with the AHA, BHA, and PHA. And then with the Rose Inc. one, again, I would use this on a little cotton pad. It's really hard to get out of the bottle. There's just like a tiny hole here, and you really have to like get it out of there, and I don't enjoy the user experience, you know? I'll probably still finish this one, but I wouldn't repurchase. This one I'm excited to finish and will repurchase. In my last speed reviews video, I talked about the Elemis Marine like day cream. I didn't know they had a night cream version of it, so they sent this to me probably like 4 weeks ago by now. So it's just the Pro Collagen Night Cream, and I have really been liking this for a night cream. And this is kind of what I wanted the day cream to be like, but again, I do have very dry skin, and I like a good thick moisturizer, and this is a good thick moisturizer. This is exactly what I want to apply on my skin at night. I love the way it feels. I love the smell. And I did hear someone say, I think it was in my comments, they were like, Elemis's stuff is very fragranced. And I agree with that. I know that Elemis's products are super expensive, so I'm enjoying using this. It's a great night cream for me, but I wouldn't repurchase this myself just because of the price point. All right, I got one more skincare product, one more hair care, and then we'll go back to some makeup and then we're done. So also during the Sephora Spring Savings event, I bought the Tower 28 SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. I bought the mini size. I've heard a lot of people talk about this and I was very confused on like what this is supposed to do for your skin. At first I thought it was maybe like a setting spray or like a prepping spray, but I've been using this in my skincare routine. It says it's a solution for angry skin. Use AM or PM before moisturizer for all skin types. It soothes, purifies, and renews. And then it says skin happy pH of 4.5. So I think it like helps your pH levels. It's fragrance free, alcohol free, oil free, cruelty-free, vegan. Like, I don't know exactly what this is, but my skin loves it and it really like kind of cleared up my skin. I watched a couple TikToks on this and people are saying it's like a miracle spray for your skin. I'm about halfway through this one right now. I did hear there's like a dupe on Amazon for a lot cheaper because I think this is kind of pricey, especially for just a little spray. But anyways, I've been struggling with clogged pores like my whole life. If I don't have acne, I have clogged pores, right? And I think this has really helped with my clogged pores. It also just has like limited my breakouts. Like I don't know what this does, but it's amazing. And then the hair product I have to talk about this month is actually a shampoo bar. So this is by the brand Brixie. And I was working with them on a TikTok. They reached out to me, said, hey, do you want to try our shampoo, bar, conditioner, and body wash? And I was like, sure. Like now that I have short hair, I feel like I can try a bunch of new hair products because I don't have like angry curls that need to be super hydrated and use like a very specific, product regimen, right? So I have the mint eucalyptus scent of this. The other two are down in my shower. This is the shampoo bar, but I've really been enjoying these. I've never used any kind of shampoo or conditioner bar before, but their whole kind of like selling point is that it's plastic free, right? And they say that one of these bars is equal to 2 bottles of like a plastic shampoo and conditioner. So I just like the whole planet friendly and it's actually really easy to use. I did post a TikTok on it. I'll link it down below. This is not sponsored. That TikTok is. This is not sponsored. But all you do is like you get your hair wet in the shower and you just rub it into your hair and it suds up so freaking well, like sudsier than any shampoo I've ever used. So I just have like a great time just rubbing this in my hair. It cleans my hair beautifully. It is safe for color treated hair too, now that I have highlights in my hair. The conditioner, I wish the conditioner was a little more conditioning. I feel like I really have to try to work it in, but the shampoo I really like and the body wash bar I really like. The body wash bar is probably the smelliest out of the 3 and it lathers up nicely. I've used it with my exfoliating mitt. I use it on its own, but I've just really been liking these. They did give me a coupon code. I'll link it down below if you want to check them out, but I just wanted to give them a little shout out because I have been trying these and I've really been liking them. All right, let's jump back to makeup really quick and I want to try to speed this up because I've been filming for a while here. A couple cream blushes I have been loving. The Sigma cream blushes that came out a couple weeks ago. I've talked about this in a few videos, but my favorite color is definitely Corday Rosa. I feel like this color would work for everyone. It's just like a beautiful neutrally shade. It's not too overpowering. It's a perfect everyday color, and this formula is very easy to work with. It's not too pigmented. Like you can really build it up if you want to, or you can do a light sheer wash. Really been liking these, and my code Angela Bright would save you at 10%. And along with those cream blushes, I have also been non-stop using the Patrick Ta blush that again I bought during the Sephora Spring Savings event. I have the shade She's Blushing and I wear this almost every single time I do my makeup. Again, I take that little Sephora angled brush and I think Patrick says to do powder then cream, but that just sounds so messed up to me. So I've been doing cream then powder and it works totally fine. So I'll do the cream first, apply that, and then the powder is so pigmented. So I have to be very careful with how much I pick up on my brush. So with the powder, I've been using a super fluffy blush brush, kind of like this. This is from the Samantha Ravindal in Sigma brush collection, but I will literally like take the lightest hand and just swipe it on here and it'll give me so much pigment. So I think I'm gonna have this blush for the rest of my life, but I love it. I put off buying one of these for so long. I'm kind of mad at myself because I really do love this. So I could definitely see myself buying another shade of this. Love it. I have 2 brow products I've really been liking from Lawless. This is the Shape Up Soft Fill Brow Pencil and then the Hold Up Soft Set Creamy Brow Wax. I want to talk about this one first. So I've been using this brow wax on more of just like a natural kind of makeup day, a natural brow day. And what I really like about this one is a small little wand. Like, you need a small wand for your brows, right? Like that Essence one I showed earlier, too big of a wand. But this one, I brush it into my brows and it makes them just nice and fluffy. I think it sets them a little bit. It does say soft set, so I agree with that. And it tints my brows just ever so slightly, because I've used some brow waxes, you know, similar to this, that like just put too much product on that makes my brows too dark, and also sometimes like you're brushing it on and it gets on your skin. This one does not get on your skin at all. Like, I can even try to get on my skin and it won't stick, you know. I got this product in PR, and honestly when I got it, I put it aside because I was like, I normally don't really like these tinted brow creams, waxes, but this one I really have been liking. And then same thing for this brow pencil. This is more of an ovally shape. It's not an angled shape like the Anastasia, what's it called? Not the Brow Wiz. I'm blanking on it. The thicker brow pencil. Normally I don't like thicker brow pencils, but this one has a nice little oval shape to it. So I still find I can get a nice little fill in. I can make a couple strokes. The color is like perfect for me too. What color is it? Teddy bear. It's a cute color. And I also find that it's not too pigmented of a brow pencil. It's very easy to work with, very easy to kind of blend out with the spoolie on the other side. I also just really like this spoolie too, just compared to other ones I've used. So I don't know, these Lawless brow products I'm pretty impressed with. Let's talk about Give Beauty really quick, because they sent me a bunch of products about a month ago now that I've been testing out. First, their eye paints. I did a video. Did I do it? Oh, I think it's actually a video with my bright besties. So if you want to join that community, you can. But I did a video trying these out. I've tried them on camera, off camera, and I'm just not a cream paint eye girly. They don't work for me. I really wanted them to work because the colors are beautiful and like I can get them to look okay, but I'd rather use a powder eyeshadow. These are just tricky to work with in general. They also sent me all the shades of their 24-hour gel pencil eyeliner. They have a couple fun colors in there, and I just think it's like a solid eyeliner pencil. Like nothing amazing, not like super long wearing. It says 24 hours. I don't agree with that, but like it's a good eyeliner. You know, that's all I got. But the mascara, on the other hand, is definitely my favorite out of all the products I've tried from them so far. I did wear this mascara today. I love it on my bottom lashes, and I just love this mascara for the little ball tip right there. It makes it so easy just to grab the little outer corners, you know, those little stubborn inner corner ones. It's a nice, thick, black mascara. It wears really well. It doesn't transfer on me. Like, everything I want on mascara, this does a pretty good job. And then Give did send me their 2 eyebrow pencils. They have one that's a skinny tip, but it's in a thicker packaging, which throws me off. Again, like, it's a good eyebrow pencil. I feel like this line, like, it's just very mediocre. I want to say that sounds terrible. Like, the products are good, but they're not amazing, and they don't really stand out to me, you know? But this other eyebrow pencil, I still gotta test it a little bit more, but it is a interesting shape. It is the Mousse Def Instant Definition Sculpting Brow Pencil. Look at this applicator. It's like at a weird angle, right? I think I've only used this one twice. I did enjoy using it both times, but I gotta use it a few more times to get my like real opinion on it. But this is just the weirdest shape I've ever tried, but it worked. It worked well. So there's my thoughts on Give Beauty. I think the brand is okay. Not amazing, not terrible. It's just like right in the middle. Another mascara I've been using is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara that, again, I bought during the Sephora VIB sale. I really like this mascara. Like, it's hard for me to pick which one I like more, this one or the Give one, because I like the brush of the Give one, but this one holds a curl so freaking well. I also wanted to mention, not super important, but I did finally buy like a new eyelash curler. I bought the Shiseido eyelash curler, and this has just like changed the game for me. So get a new eyelash curler if you have a shitty one, because this is so good. So these two together, amazing curly lashes. I also just love how this coats my lashes. Again, it's a nice, just thick black mascara. It really thickens up my lashes, and I do like a curved wand like this. I've just been loving both of those mascaras. Whew, we are finally done. How many products did I talk about? I feel like it's almost about 30 products I have gone over and give you some mini reviews on. If you have tried any of these products, I would love to know your thoughts on them as well down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.